I met this young lady. They had a book fair. I met this young lady, and I said, you know, and this is her first book. This is her first book, right?
Yes, it is.
Give us your name, my friend.
Hi, my name is Marcella Ramos, and I want to say thank you to Sisters Uptown Bookstore for inviting me to be on the LMS show with Mr. Lenny. Thank you.
Sister, you teach school, right?
Yes, I teach at Boys and Girls High.
Oh, what grade do you teach?
I teach 9th through 12th.
Okay.
In the day, and in the evening I teach at the Old Girls High. I teach adults as well.
Oh, that's down on Nostrum in there.
And
yeah.
Macon, right across the street from that bookstore.
Macon Street. Turn off all cell phones. Okay. And that must be some experience in itself, though, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, I teach English as a second language.
Okay.
To both my high school and my adult students.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
You found time doing all this. You wrote a book. Tell us about this book you wrote.
Well, I've always been passionate about writing, but in particular when you're an educator, you see things that call to your spirit. And for me, I call it my nature, my Buddha nature, because I practice Buddhism. But teaching, you see the issues of race constantly in the classroom. And I started off teaching elementary, and within the elementary classroom, it was always a fight of who can touch the girl with the longest and straightest hair. It was a constant fight. And
that's still like a battle, isn't it? Because you see some brothers in the street that say, "Hey, I like that one with that."
Yes.
You know, the sister. You know, I mean, the sisters sit back and they go to that under that dryer and blow all day long to get that right.
Yes, they do. They do. And
they sold it in too, right?
But to each his own.
Yes.
But this book is called Isabella's Hair and How She Learned to Love It. And it's illustrated by Michael Murphy. Okay. And it's written by myself. Again, my name is Marcella Ramos.
Oh, okay.
And basically,
tell us
I'm going to tell you about it.
Okay.
It's set in Carolina, Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And it's about a little girl named Isabella who's born with a curly brown afro.
Okay. And
she's struggling with her identity, understanding why she's the only one in her family with a curly brown afro in her immediate family, and everybody else has really long black straight hair. And her grandmother helps her transition through understanding that even though she may not see how brown is beautiful, she asks her in the book, look around in Puerto Rico, what gives us beauty and food? And so Isabella begins to name plantains, the mountains, the coffee beans. And she starts going on, and she says, well, if these things bring us beauty and food and nourish us, then how is it that we cannot be beautiful as being brown and being connected to the earth? So she sings a really beautiful song to her. It's entitled Café con Leche, coffee with milk, that helps her to heal. And then Isabella realizes that, you know, just like café con leche is a staple, brown is a staple of the earth, and it brings beauty to all. So she sees that her grandmother is beautiful because her grandmother also has curly hair like her, and she's able to make these connections.
How long did it take before you get this book together?
I've been working on it for about almost 2 years. I've sent it out to editors and publishing companies. I think that because this story is diverse within diversity, within the multicultural community, and especially it's a children's book, that it may be hard for some people to market it, because within the Afro-Latino community, it's a big issue today. I even had a 16-year-old, he's in my class, he's from Panama, and he's a beautiful chocolate skin tone. I say chocolate because I love chocolate. And he goes to me less than 2 weeks ago, Miss Ramos, I would never date a girl my color. I hate being a black nigger.
Wow, that's heavy.
It's very heavy. And this is what goes on in our classrooms, because a lot of our students don't see images of themselves in books, on television. You never see a Barbie commercial with the black girl in the middle.
Yeah, we won't advertise
you know?
Barbie. Yeah,
so these are things that is very serious, and as an educator, when you hear things like that, it really breaks your heart. And that's just what pushed me to really publish this book.
It was just like, I remember when I plugged in Barbie, the Supreme Court decision in '54 and how the decision was really made. It's that they gave some children, black children, dolls, the white dolls and the black dolls, and the black and the kids gravitated. The black kids gravitated towards the white doll.
It's true today.
It's true. Yeah, that had to show you that that's about over 50 some odd years, and that's still going strong.
Yes, it is. And then when you you know, you have a double consciousness already being a person of color, but within the Latino community, for instance, for myself, it's a lot of prejudice because if you look at Hispaniola, it's Haiti and it's Dominican Republic.
Right they're next door.
Yes, they're next door, and it's an issue even in the classroom. My Haitian students go, "Oh, look at him, he's so black," and my Dominican students laugh and say, "Oh, I laugh at my brother and sister because they're so dark." So because I teach ESL, all my students are learning English, and I have to constantly do lessons around global citizenship, realizing that we're all interconnected and how we are molded and shaped by what's in the media and how they can be a catalyst for change.
They say the media plays a big part, right?
An extreme big part. I mean, if you look at the videos, it's usually light-skinned women with big butts, and that comes from the whole era of Venus Hottentot, you know, and her tribe, the Hottentot tribe, you know, even though today they don't like to be called that, but it comes from that, her being on display. So, you know, I wrote this book to be able to inspire. I know these issues are going to come up when people ask me why I wrote the book, but I really wrote it to inspire. And I belong to a society of SCWBI, Society of Children's Writers and Book Illustrators, and they recently published an article on diversity within books, and 90% of the children's books that are made are written by a Caucasian people, and there's usually Caucasian protagonists.
You know, I would like to we'd like to thank you for coming on today. We would like to, and maybe in the near future, for you to come to discuss that. I think it's very important because it starts, you know, it starts with the young, and this is how we get our images. That's why, you know, sometimes we can't walk the street because some people, you know, we hate ourselves. That's why, you know, we do each other in too.
Yes.
You know, that brings something on too. Maybe we can knock some of that down. You know, we're not our problems. So, you know, and like I said before, when we do these programs briefly, is that if one person gets the message, that's all I need.
Yes.
Because they're going to tell the other people.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you so much.
I want to thank you, and I just want to add one more thing. That in the article, it discussed that if more of us published and told our stories, because our stories are all unique, then it will help change, you know, this way, this imbalance of how some people may view themselves. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And what is that name again?
It's called Isabella's Hair and How She Learned to Love It.
And who wrote that book?
Marcella Ramos. You can email me at universe@gmail.com.
Okay, all right. On that note, look it in on me. On that note, we'd like to thank you very much.